Hi, my name is James, and this is my story. When I was younger in Arkansas, it was a bit of underprivileged education. I started hanging out with some of the wrong crowd. It led to some young age substance abuse, and then I had ended up dropping out of school around the 6th grade. I decided I needed to do something with my life, with not being in school any longer. I had grown a passion for cars, so I started working on cars at a younger age, learning more and more that I could about them. I had moved into Peoria, Illinois area at the age of 20, and I brought that passion with me. I found a lot of purpose in being a mechanic because it was just something I enjoyed doing, but not only that, I was able to help people, and it felt really good to help others. I had been over one day to pick up a very heavy piece of equipment, and when I did, I felt a pop in my lower back, and for the next month I could barely walk. You know, going to all the doctor's appointments, the MRIs, the physical therapy, they said that was the type of work I could never do again. When I heard that news, I felt that I had lost my purpose in life. It was no longer to help people on that daily basis like I was always able to do. I had no other education or other skills to fall back on, and I became homeless. When I became homeless, I did have a vehicle to sleep out of. One night I was pulled over after having my wallet stolen from me. Now I had no driver's license card to show the police officer, and the police officer could tell I was living in my car, and the police officer had my car towed that night. He decided to leave me on the side of the road next to a cemetery, and that would have been my first major experience with sleeping outside when it was really cold. I had befriended a few other homeless people that had offered me to be able to stay within this abandoned building with them downtown because the Salvation Army was full and they're not always allowing new people to come into them. I happened to be in a gas station one night, and one of the guys who run the Salvation Army came in there. I had a beard at the time, and it was just full of ice because it was so cold outside that night. And he told me to come down and he would make sure I had a bed at the Salvation Army. After I'd gotten a bed at the Salvation Army, I'd met a fellow outside, and he was telling me, he's like, you know, there's lots of programs in the city. There's one you could probably look into, and he pointed the direction, and he said the name Phoenix. When I'd walked into the Phoenix, I'd met a lady from their outreach team. Her name was Amanda. A lot of people that come from the homeless background, you know, they've either lost documents or had documents stolen. Earlier on, we had talked about how I didn't have my driver's license anymore. It was when that process started with the outreach team that I was able to start regaining some of these documents. It was actually the outreach team that got me to court to make sure that those charges were dropped because I did have those documents, just not a physical copy at the time. After I had met Amanda, we did intake paperwork, and that's when my journey started with Phoenix to get housed. I spent time at the Salvation Army, and as great as they are and as wonderful as their services are, once you have your own apartment with Phoenix, now you have your own place to wash dishes, to cook food, to take your showers. I must have took 3 showers the first day of my apartment. I lived in my apartment for a year when they had offered me employment, and it was an opportunity to start helping people again. Maybe on a lower level at first, but it graduated into something a lot bigger. A peer support position became available. Now what peer support means is, it means you relate on a level with the people that we help because you've been there yourself. Being a mechanic, I really enjoyed helping people. When I got hurt on the job, I'd lost that ability to do that. With Phoenix and working as a peer support specialist, it's like I've gotten that back. I'm able to help people out in a lot of great different ways. 7 months into my employment with Phoenix, I was able to save up paychecks to actually go to a car lot and finance a car. They financed me a 2015 Chrysler 200. 2 months after that, now this puts us at 9 months into employment with Phoenix, I had gotten a home loan, which is also another first for me. I've never owned a home. This is the start of a whole new beginning, a whole new journey. We're not renting anymore, now we're owning. I'm not sure where I would be without Phoenix today. I went from having no car to having a great, beautiful car off the lot. I went from being homeless to being a homeowner. I went from being unemployed to having a great job. I'm back to doing things that I love again, helping people. I see us turning lives around, and I'm so grateful to be a part of Phoenix.